Hello, I'm Neil Shaw from the law firm of Shaw & Associates, and welcome to this week's blog summary. Warren Buffett had this fantastic quote, "I want to leave my kids enough money so that they feel they could do anything, but not so much that they could do nothing." That's probably something that most of our clients struggle with when they're coming in, whether they have young children or whether they have adult children. Do I leave them enough money so that they don't have to work? Or do I make sure that I don't leave them so much money that they're still motivated to get out there and earn their own keep? So this week we had an article on estate planning parent fears and how you could pass on assets without spoiling the children. There are mechanisms that you could put into place in your estate plan where you regulate or you govern how assets are distributed. And you can have some lasting impact. And this goes beyond the financial conversation. This is more about the values or the morals or the family culture values conversation in estate planning. When somebody's got a personal creditor, whether it's a mortgage, credit card debt, or some loan that you've taken out, student loans, how do you keep the personal debt that somebody has from impacting a business interest? How do you separate your personal and your business creditors? Is there a reason for doing so? Most of the time, yes, there is a reason for doing so. You don't want your personal creditors going after the business, and you don't want your business creditors going after your personal assets. So what are the considerations? And hopefully if you take a look at our blog from this week, you'll see something that is of interest to you with respect to keeping your creditors separate. New Jersey is a great state. Some of you have read my blog post in the past about the Garden State and how you could be at the beach and then within a couple of hours you could be skiing, and you can then travel from Manhattan down to Philadelphia. Great state to live in, terrible state to die in. New Jersey is one of the few states, or one of the only states really, that has both a estate tax as well as an inheritance tax. And there are ways to plan around it, but it's still unfortunate for those who haven't planned. We represent people all over the country and in fact all over the world at this point. It doesn't really impact everybody, but for those who are impacted, it could be a pretty negative outcome, especially because the threshold in New Jersey is $675,000. There's been talk over the last 15 years about raising it at some point, but to date everything has just been proposals. Nothing's really gone through. So this is interesting. I'm a Facebook user. I know most of you out there are Facebook users. And by the way, for those of you who are Facebook users, feel free to check out our firm's Facebook page and like us if you want to see these updates in real time, because what could be more exciting than that, right? Facebook has now expanded within the last 6-7 months to allow for legacy planning. What do they mean by legacy planning? Well, if someone were to pass away, they could designate who's going to be able to get into the account and actually continue to manage the account. What I'm talking about is actually continue posts and continue status updates. I don't really know what kind of status updates somebody can provide from the Neverworld, or the next world, or the next life, so to speak, depending on your religious beliefs, I believe. But it's an interesting concept, and for those who want to appoint somebody in order to be able to make that decision, there's some steps in our blog on how you can actually choose who will actually manage it, or whether you want it wound down. I don't really know how many status updates somebody will have there, but I'm looking forward to seeing the first couple just to see how it all plays out. So check out that blog post when you get a chance. And of course, you've heard me talk about Medicaid planning in the past, and one of the strategies that you hear often is, well, you want to be eligible for Medicaid, you want some government assistance to pay for your at-home care or your nursing home care. Why don't you just give all your assets away? Or why don't you spend them all on something? Strategy often called spending down. Well, doing that the wrong way can actually have the opposite impact. Doing it the wrong way could actually disqualify you or result in some sort of penalty period. So there's a few tips on this week's blog that talks about on how to safely spend down for Medicaid. So I hope you find these interesting. Up in New Jersey, we're really hoping it starts to warm up soon. February is closed, and here comes March. So here's to hoping for some better weather. In the meantime, stay warm. I'm Neil Shaw from Shaw & Associates PC. Hope to see you around.